Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia. We're so happy to see you all today. You're looking cheery. And we're going to turn it over to Reverend Donna, who is going to do, I don't know, whatever you call it. She's going to start our service.
Hi, good morning, and welcome to our beautiful Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia. I'm Reverend Donna, and I'm grateful to be here this morning, and I'm inviting us to open in prayer and giving thanks to Donna for welcoming us this morning and stepping into that higher truth this morning and recognizing and knowing there is that one that we know is God. We know that we call it love. We call it good. We call it joy. We call it anything that is calling forth within our hearts that reminds us of the divinity within. Absolutely giving thanks for this time together for all of us in the service. Recognizing and knowing that whether we are in person or on Zoom or Facebook Live or YouTube, however we are called to be here this morning, we're here by divine appointment. Knowing that this time together is blessed this morning, I say thank you, sweet spirit. And I turn it over to our beautiful band this morning for our music as we enjoy I Am the Place Where God Shows Up this morning.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come with living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not as long as I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Am I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Am I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? And I have the health of mind and body to live a life in grace and wholeness. Sometimes I wonder and ponder and realize I'm not alone. There's nothing I have to do on my own, 'cause I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up.
Way, thank you, band. As you notice, Hope. Oh, we have several dogs and other things in sight today. Gigi, our mascot, is letting us know she's here. You notice that Hope isn't here and Don, so I'm filling in with a little harmony today. And thank you, wonderful band, for always our great music. So I'm Donna Orozco. I'm on the board. And I don't think we have anybody new, but we have some people who have been starting to come, and we're so happy to see them again. So the first announcement is a presentation. And I'd like to call Steve Kinshu up to get this award. Show us. Oh, and Coco's coming too. Okay. Yay, Coco. So Anne made this wonderful presentation for Steve. And let's put it on the screen so everybody can see what it says. So this really came up. Steve does fix this place up every time we have a problem. But the big thing he did for us, as we've been complaining, several people who wash dishes have been complaining that there is no hot water in this place.
I only flipped a switch.
But he was smart enough to look at it and realize, yeah, it took 2 years for someone to think that far. So thank you, Steve. You deserve everything you have. And we now have hot water to wash dishes, yes? Sorry, we're getting an announcement that I can't hear. Hold on a minute. Steve has also helped some with moving different people around town. So Evelyn is giving him a second thank you. So thank you, Steve. Okay. Let's go to the next announcement. So this is what I've been working on for months, and I'm really hoping you are all going to show up to this wonderful event that is this Saturday. It's our annual Marjorie Brandon Award. We give it every year to an artist in the community who goes beyond the call of duty and does really wonderful community things. And Charlotte does that. She puts on wonderful shows all over. She's bringing all her friends, 12 of them, I guess, to perform. These are the best singers in town. A lot of them are her former students, and now they're friends. And so she's going to be here performing. We're going to do a slideshow on her wonderful life and all that she's done. We're going to have our cake auction, which is a big part of this fundraiser. Because even though this is to honor people, it's also to raise some money for the center. So next slide shows that we still need some mini desserts. And I found that I have not explained this well. We don't need 6 individual desserts, although they could be. Each table only has 6 people at it. We have these little teeny red tables, only 6 people at them. So we need desserts that will feed just 6 people, individual or one little cake, pie, whatever it is. And we need a few more people. We got a few more people to sign up today, but we need a few more. So I'm hoping you'll step up and do that, because Bev's in for one, so she'll bring one. Yay! And Donna. Oh, Donna, okay, Donna Kay will bring one, so that's great. Oh, that's right, James is our new cook. He's our new tech guy, and he's our cook too. So, all right, so the Kinshu family, listen, they have it. That would be what? Oh, not the cook, the baker. Okay. So that's great. Sign up on our sheet in the back because I want to make little cards for each item to give them wonderful, exciting names that people want to bid a lot of money on them. So then we also, at this wonderful event, we have Debbie, who is making our wonderful Brazilian food. And she brought some goodies for us to have after service today, too. So Debbie, I don't know, she explains it much better than I do, but she's from Brazil. Brazil is huge. It has different regions of different food, and she mixes them all together and creates wonderful things, and she has her own business here. She'll be serving the food that night from 5:30 to 6:45 before the event outside. And then she's also making a couple of wonderful drinks that people will enjoy. So come out, buy tickets. Lynn will have tickets after. If you haven't bought your ticket yet, it's this Saturday, 7 o'clock, 5:30 for the food. We still need to raise $9,000 to get our air conditioning. Thank goodness we don't need air conditioning right now, but we're going to need it again. And we don't want to go through another summer like we did this last summer where it being too hot. So we have this wonderful grant that's part of COVID that's going to pay for a chunk of it, but we need $9,000 more. And our food sales after service every day are starting to whittle down the amount that we're going to need. But we need someone, I hope, to step up. The Kinshoes offered to show one of those wonderful movies. I think we should still do that at their home. What is it? It's, you know, Life of Brian. That's her favorite movie, I think, and she's always talking about it. And I think she'll do that. Bev, you'll do something? Okay, so Bev has another wonderful idea. We'll talk about that. So keep watching our website and our newsletter and our announcements. We're going to be doing some things to raise money and to bring in more people. That's what we want to do, too. So today, Debbie has brought some wonderful Brazilian goodies, and Donna Kay, we got back to the Kinshoes again, has brought some biscotti, almond biscotti, she says, if you have any nut allergies. So we'll be selling that after service. Again, that all goes to our air conditioning fund. And next, we're looking for artists. So this great art show we have goes up through October, and then November, December is always our members and friends art show. So all you artists out there, or would-be artists, we need art to put up. We need about 30 pieces. The forms to sign up are in the back. I need to make the form before I go. I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks in October. I need to finish it before I go. So if you want to sign up, please take the form and let me know that there'll be a great show when I get back, and we'll put it up then. Okay, so our project for today is to finish our 3rd annual Peace Crane project. You can see up in the front, everything's here to make more cards. There's lots of cards still here. And today, the International Peace Day was Thursday. And the Home Office puts out a wonderful weekly email. And on it, they talked about the beginning of how this Peace Day started. So let's go to the next slide. So I had no idea about this. The history of International Peace Day actually started with our founder, Ernest Holmes. So he met with another New Thought person and had these huge, you can see how huge on the screen here, peace meetings in LA. And what came out of it was this saying, "Let there be immediate peace on earth through the power and spirit of God." 40 years later, on the same day, September 21st, the United Nations declared that day the International Day of Peace. So that's what we celebrate now every day, every year with our International Peace Day. So what I'm hoping is we'll make the last few cards here today after service while you're eating Debbie's wonderful food. And we'll also I'm sorry, I'm distracted here. Not you, the slides. Um, we'll finish the cranes, and then on the back table, I have a list of places where we can take these cards, because we've made all these gorgeous cards. They're beautiful, and made all the pieces to it. They're real easy to put together, and maybe put a little signature on it. And then I have a whole list of places where we can take them: a homeless place, Salt and Light, senior centers, different places. Clara's going to take some to Porterville. We wanted to get these wonderful peace cards out to people who could use them and could use a peaceful spirit. So please, I'm going to go around afterwards and give you sheets. If you can each take one and just take a few of the cards to these places, so the cards all go out as we finish up our piece. So that's enough. I'm going to finally turn it over to Janice.
I thought, wow, I've gotten younger. Reverend Clara is the age of my daughter. I mean, not Reverend Clara, I mean Reverend Donna. Anyway, how wonderful. I called Clara minister there. I'm giving her a bad time about, a lot of people have come to me and said, why doesn't Clara become a practitioner? So if any of you feel like pestering Clara before she runs out the door after she does something to me, do that. Anyway, good morning. It's wonderful to see all of you here today. And as I said, the last Sunday I was here, it says in the Bible to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. So if we hear any barking or children saying things, recognize that it's just a joyful noise unto the Lord. So there is nothing to worry about. And then I have the privilege of doing our diversity quote. There, it's a beautiful quote too. The beautiful Maya Angelou. My wish for you is that you continue to be who and how you are, to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness. So that is, we are supposed to be us and our authentic selves. And one thing that's happening at our church right now is that Bev is doing a class on Thursday night, and we're really looking at authenticity and how important it is, because we're the only ones that there's never been anyone like us here before, and there will not be again. So the world needs us. God's Spirit needs us to bring about a world that works for all. And now I will have our affirmation. I choose to remain conscious and aware of the presence of love. Say that with me. I choose to remain conscious and aware of the presence of love. And I will go into prayer now, do a treatment. I know that sometimes I don't always see the presence of love, and yet I know that love is truly all there is. There is no power that stands against it. Love is spirit. Love is within me and within each and every being on this planet. And I know that during our service today, we become more and more aware of love where we may not have ever seen it before, but knowing that it is truly who we are. And that as part of God's creation, we truly are love. I am so grateful to know this, to know that we can use this power use this power alone for our own lives and use it together. Use it to create truly peace, true peace throughout the world as we've just celebrated this Peace Day, knowing that it already is here. So, so grateful. I release my word knowing that it has already happened, and we say together, and so it is. And with that, I will turn the microphone over to the band. No, I knew that. The microphone to Donna and the band.
So this is a song you all know, or a lot of you know. It's real easy, it repeats and repeats. And let's have the slides up and we will send our love over the mountains. Over the mountains, I
And my love over the sea, I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
joy.
I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Power.
I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Peace.
I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Back to love.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me.
Good morning. That was beautiful. I love that song, I Send My Love. And I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person today. I know that was the plan. As some of you may know, a longtime friend of mine made her transition a few weeks ago, and her service was late yesterday afternoon into the evening. So I will be with you next month, and grateful to be here this morning and to recognize that right where we are is the presence of God. That essence of love, that essence of the divine is expressing itself always within, through, and as each and every one of us, uniquely and creatively and beautifully. And I think there's sometimes times where we forget. We may stay anchored in something that we maybe aren't understanding or liking, but in that moment, we are holding on to that experience. There's a story of two Buddhist monks who were taking a walk in the out in nature. They were going to another temple. And as they were walking in silence. And they came to a raging river that had some rocks in it, but the water was going pretty strong, pretty heavily. And there was a woman standing there who was trying to figure out how to cross. And she couldn't figure out how to cross without getting wet. And one of the monks just picked her up and took her across the river and put her down, and off they went. And the other monk stayed in silence, and they continued in silence, the two monks. And as they were about to get to their destination at the end of the day, the other monk said, I just have to say something. I can't not say anything anymore. And the other monk who had carried the woman looked at him and he goes, what is it? And he said, we're not supposed to touch anybody. And you picked her up and took her across the river and put her down. And he said, I put her down a long time ago, but you've been carrying her this entire time. And I think that is a reminder that we may carry things with us longer than we think we are. We may hold on to things that may be bothering us, or we're questioning, or might have been a challenge in our life, and we don't realize we're continuing to carry this experience or thought or whatever it may be with us. In our Sunday morning chat this morning, we talked a little bit about this, and I want to thank Janice. I think it was Janice that brought it up, about how there's sometimes things that are going on that we aren't thinking about in this moment. But and then as we do our spiritual practice, and as we're figuring, why is something bothering me, or why am I having this experience? And it's it's an invitation to turn within. It's an invitation to find out, maybe this is an opportunity for healing. Maybe this is an invitation to do some additional spiritual practices or forgiveness, to release something, to be open to something new. This month, we're talking about the power of love. And my talk title today is Love Wins. And I truly believe that no matter what has been happening in our world, if it's not showing us that positive experience or that aha moment, there's still more work to be done. Wayne Dyer says, activating spiritual solutions means converting inner thoughts and feelings from discord and disharmony to love. So when we're looking at things that may be going on in our world and we don't understand, applying a spiritual solution is an invitation to rise above whatever that challenge is, or that issue that we're wondering about, or maybe it's something we've read or something someone has said to us in passing, and we're holding on to it. And how do we come from that inner place of converting those thoughts and those feelings to a place of love? Sometimes when we are in the midst of something, we're invited to lovingly release something, release a thought or a behavior or whatever it may be, with love and gratitude. It's an opportunity to be authentic. I just heard that you were having a class on authenticity on Thursday nights. How powerful that we are stepping into being authentic. And authentic is being who we are underneath all the layers that we may have. When you peel all of those layers away, we get love. And our fur babies, our animal companions, our little ones, they remind us of what authenticity is like and what it means to be in this moment of truth. Marianne Williamson says the spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. What if we were to step into something with an open heart of expressing the love that we have? The fear's doing its best to keep us safe. It's encouraging us to look into every nook and cranny of something before we make a decision or step into a greater yet to be. But if we come from that place of love and acceptance, you might even feel a shift in your body and how your muscles feel, how your energy feels. and really feel that connection with the divine that's within us. It's the divine that wants us to express that authenticity of who we are, to express that truth of the light, of the love, of the peace, and to see it in one another. When Karen Drucker talks about sending our love out, sending our peace out, it returns to us. It's that reciprocal universe that the universe is all about. It's giving and receiving. It's being in the flow of compassion and caring and accepting and receiving and giving. It's a natural give and take. We're in the fall equinox this weekend. And in nature, in the fall equinox, I looked up the spiritual meaning of it last night. Because I love the seasons. I love anything about nature, as you can tell from my backdrop, because I really see the divine when I look at nature, and I feel that connectedness of myself, that each of us are a part of this greater yet to be. And in fall, the leaves are turning, the weather is starting to turn cooler. In those areas, the trees lose their leaves, if they're the type of tree that would do that. We might start getting an invitation to start to slow down and preparing for the winter seasons that are coming. So as the leaves fall from the trees, it reminds us to release and to let go of that which we may no longer need for whatever reason, whether it's a belief or a practice or a behavior or whatever it might be, and trust, just as the trees trust that their leaves will return in spring, that the grass, starts to turn brown, or it starts to, pass away so they can allow new grass to come in. It's that transition period when we can step into that truth and know that there are adjustments to our routines that may be happening, that we're invited to relax into this knowingness, just as nature is doing around us. And what a beautiful feeling it is for me to recognize that divine presence that's expressing itself in this moment. Michael Singer in The Untethered Soul says, energy can heal, and that's why love can heal. As you explore your inner energy, a whole world of discovery opens up to you. What if we were to look at the fall equinox and the times of the beginnings of slowing down to discover or rediscover the truth of who we are, to rediscover the joy that's within us, taking a moment to smile at a stranger or introduce yourself. Yesterday at the memorial, I saw people I hadn't seen in a long time. I met new people. I had an opportunity to share Judy's life with many and be reminded of what she was about. She lived in the present moment. She was very strong in her faith. She was Presbyterian and sang in the choir, and we got to hear her voice. They played some of her recordings during the service, and we got to be reminded of her laughter and her joy. And love won. She released a body that can no longer contain this beautiful, magnificent, amazing spirit of who she is and was and continues to be. And as I was listening to the pastor who was doing the service, he made a comment, and he said that to be rooted and grounded in love is an amazing experience. And I felt that I gotta repeat that one. I wrote it down. I pulled out my phone in the middle to take a note, because when we are rooted and grounded in love, what do you think blossoms from that? If we're rooted and grounded in love, we're watering those seeds of love. We're nourishing those seeds of love. We are nourishing the divine within us. Ernest Holmes said there's a power greater than us and we can use it. Are we using it as the love that it is, as the peace that it is, as the joy that it is, as the anticipation and excitement of what's new? We're releasing things to step into something new in fall. We see it in nature. We may see it in our own relationships, or the readings or the spiritual readings we're choosing, or even the books we're choosing to read. We're being authentic. We're showing up. We're showing up. And sometimes we need to look beyond the appearances and see that divine truth, because love is always the answer. No matter what the problem is, love is the answer. Because let's say we're having a conflict of something, it's an invitation to shift. It's an invitation to shift my consciousness, to discover the love that's within, which I may not even understand right now. It's that opportunity to truly sense and know that the divine is expressing itself in each and every one of us, in every moment, in each and every experience. In the midst of all is the divine. When we go to treatment or prayer, affirmative prayer in our faith tradition, we are opening to that higher yet to be. We are doing a spiritual mind treatment that anchors us in the truth, that anchors us in the oneness of the divine, that anchors us in the unity and the harmony that is the divine. And in our prayers, something this or greater is often shared because we are opening to that higher idea of the divine. And when we do that, it's an invitation to be reminded once again that love wins. In our chat this morning, the quote we used for this coming week is also an Ernest Holmes quote. It's from Creative Living, and he says, "Whoever thinks about something will draw into his consciousness the elements of that thing about which he thinks." Again, it's an invitation to draw into our consciousness love. Love, joy, peace, whatever it is, but I'm going to encourage us for this week to focus on the word love and see what comes up for you. It might be a new opportunity to meet somebody new. It might be an opportunity for a healing from within you. It might be an opportunity to see a greater yet to be in something you haven't quite put your finger on yet. It is an opportunity to come home to the divine, to come home and experience love in a greater way. I was so happy this morning. We had Puppy and we had a little one join us in our chat. So, and I could hear little one talking and seeing life in this moment and being fully present right then, not wondering what's for lunch or what's going to happen this afternoon or, oh, I've got to go to work tomorrow. It's a reminder to turn to the present moment right now and be grateful for this experience of love, this experience of joy, and to be able to take a step back if we need to and look beyond whatever is happening in our world. Because when we live from the understanding that love always wins, we are consciously seeing how love is unfolding before us. I loved the song, "I Am the Place Where God Shows Up." It was again a reminder that the divine shows up through and as each and every one of us in every moment, in every day. Are we seeing the divine within each other? Are we sending our love out? Or are we hoarding it because we're not sure? We don't want to get hurt. If I share my love, I might get hurt. Or if I share my love, someone might not be in agreement with what I'm feeling. Take that risk. Step out put your toe in the ocean, step out into the world, whatever it is, and take that risk and show your love in a greater yet to be. In our Essential Earnest class, we're coming to a close. We're already on week 9 of 10 weeks. And what a joy it has been getting to meet so many of our amazing congregants and have open conversations about the writings of Ernest Holmes and to have a place to share that. It's one of my favorite classes because we have an opportunity to practice what we're learning in our faith, practice exploring some of the concepts, the things that we believe in science of mind, and taking from it what it is that calls to us and leaving the rest. And that is the gift that we have within our beautiful teaching, is to take what we are feeling called to share in an authentic place. I often think about how I'm showing up in the world, and am I showing up as the way I'm called to share, or has somebody else, or what I think somebody else is expecting, or what I think is a safer way to go? When I was back then it was called Science of Mind 1, and I had to do a project. And I might have shared this before, but I don't think so. When it came down to the project, I did 2 projects because one I felt called to share, and one I felt was the safer one to share because of my introvertedness at the time and my shyness. And I remember my practitioner pod leader, we had talked about it and we'd gone to prayer, and she said, share whichever one you feel called to share. They're both from the divine, but I'm going to invite you to take a risk. I'm going to invite you to share that first project, but only you will know which one you feel called to share. And I honestly don't remember which one I shared. It was a long time ago, but I haven't forgotten that conversation because she was inviting me to step into that greater yet to be, to answer the call of the divine, to listen and follow that inner wisdom and not what someone else thought I should share. That was an empowering conversation that as an 18-year-old, I've never forgotten, because it was a reminder that love wins, that being authentic, stepping into my greater yet to be, stepping into that truth of who we are in this very moment is being authentic. It's showing the transparency of the divine. It's connecting heart to heart level of the universe of spirit, of the presence of the oneness. When we are rooted and grounded in love, I have no idea what can unfold for each of us, but the universe does, the divine does, and I know it is good. I know it is absolutely a blessing in that moment. Laura Jaworski shares, and love said, at the heart of all life, you will find me. At the heart of all life is my home. Let us go home. Let us open our hearts to the love that dwells within us. I invite us in this moment to recognize that as we shift our consciousness, our responses, our words, our perceptions, life shifts. We may find joy where once we weren't sure. We may find love where we were confused. We may find a sense of gratitude in a place of knowing that as I practice these principles every day and every moment, the life that wants to express through me is moving through and as me in this moment, just as it is for each and every one of us, because there is that deeper expression of love that's having its way within us in every moment. We are invited to answer the call. It's up to us to do so. And to know that no matter what the appearance, no matter what is happening inside or outside of our world, love always wins, because the divine is having its way through and as us in every moment. I invite us to turn within in this moment and recognize the joy, recognize the peace, the presence, the beauty that is love, that is the divine, that is God. That we are invited to recognize that we are one in God, as I am one in the divine. That is the truth of each and every one of us. Because in this moment, I live and move and have my being in pure spirit, because that pure spirit expresses itself in, through, and as me, as you, as all of us, whether we are in person, on Zoom, Facebook Live, YouTube, a recording later on, no matter how we hear these words, we feel the energy of love connecting us as if we are in one spot, in one place. It is the divine having its way through and as each and every one of us, and feeling and knowing that connectedness. Stepping into that greater yet to be is the invitation to plant those seeds of love, of grace, of joy, of whatever it is we're feeling called to experience and express in this moment. Because once again, if I plant peas, I can't get carrots. So I am planting these seeds of love right now, because I recognize and know it is the love, the grace, and the joy that is exuding and expressing through each and every one of us today. That as Wayne Dyer teaches from that spiritual solution. I rise up in consciousness to see that higher idea that's expressing itself in this moment. And I relax into the knowingness and knowing that is the truth. I am grateful for this time together this morning. I am grateful for the power of prayer, grateful for the spiritual practices before me and before all of us to utilize, to anchor into the truth, to call us back to center, call us back to home where love dwells. With a grateful heart, I release my word into the law, already knowing it is done, acted upon. I let go and I let God. And so it is. Thank you so much. And now we enjoy and please hear the words of this next song, I Release by Ricky Byers. Namaste.
I release, let it go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart was open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Release and let it go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free with the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you. I just love that song. I release and I let go. I let Spirit lead my life. And I know that wasn't quite the lyrics, but it's how I hear them. It is now time for our offering, and I invite you to take your gift, and as we bless it together with our affirmation, may it be time, talent, or treasure in this moment. May we recognize and know that what we give to our center is a blessing, and it goes out into our world and does magnificent things. So the affirmation is, abundant love showers me with great prosperity, and I give freely with a grateful heart, knowing that abundant love always wins. And now there's ways to give through mailing it into the center. You can give on Sundays. Please, you can call the church office if you would like to give your information maybe over the phone. I'm having so much fun seeing everybody. You have a beautiful, beautiful energy. So now let us bless our offering as we bless the giver and the receiver, absolutely knowing that these gifts go out into the world to do the work of the divine, recognizing and knowing it is love in action, and love always wins. Grateful, grateful to each and every one. I say thank you, sweet spirit, for these gifts, and so it is. And now it is time for the peace song.
Now there is peace on earth, I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Time for our benediction. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my body. Life is in my mind. Life is in all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, God. I believe Sheila has something she would like to share.
Yeah, it's back on. the responsibility falls on me to make this announcement. And it's not an easy one for me to make because I'm a little sad about it. But Reverend Nan has tendered her resignation, and it will be effective next week. Next week will be her last Sunday. Now, here's what you need to know. The Science of Mind chat is going to continue. Janice is taking that over.
And Janice would like some help from some people with ideas and things.
I already have some speakers besides Reverend Donna scheduled. Reverend Donna will be speaking the last 2 Sundays of October. The second Sunday of October will be Reverend Jackie Harris from Mile High. And then yeah, she's got a fan. And then Reverend Linda Finley will be speaking. So she's one of our homegrown girls. Reverend Linda also, when I called her to find out if she would speak in October, said, and I'm going to be there in December. Can I speak December 24th? So she'll be here in person December 24th. Reverend Donna will be here in person at the end of October. And I'm working on scheduling more wonderful people. So things are going to keep going. Nothing's stopping. The diversity is going to keep going. We're trying to figure that out. And, the Science of Mind chat's going to keep going. All of our events are going to keep going. Just Reverend Nan feels that her ministry is going in a different direction now, and so she will no longer be with us. But she told me to tell you that we will always be in her heart. And she'll speak next Sunday, and we'll have some time. We'll have a tablet set up or something so that you guys can talk to her